President Obama said this. He said there are times, there's no doubt about it, where, I think we have not been successful in going out there and letting people know what it is that we're trying to do and why this is the right direction. That sounds to me like criticism of the White House communication structure. So is that criticism of White House communication, and how much of that falls on you?
The point the president's making, which is one we've talked about for a long time, which it is hard to get good news covered, and this is not a new thing. It's a long time. Local news has always covered the building on fire, and there aren't a lot of stories on really good fire prevention. They cover the building that falls down, but not when it gets rebuilt. So that's a fact of life. The world is changing in a way that makes it very hard to get our message out. It's harder for us than any previous president. It'll be harder for the next president. And so we are constantly looking for new ways to do that. We absolutely have to do a better job of doing it. And we're looking at new and innovative ways to do it.
What is a recent disagreement you've had with the president? I'm interested in times when you're talking about messaging, talking about communicating, and he decides to go in a different direction than you.
It does happen. The president's natural instinct always is to sort of address the elephant in the room. And sometimes that may fit with what the message of the day is, and that's always a debate we have. He almost always wins that debate because he's president, he gets to do that. There's an inherent tension that we deal with in terms of doing what is very important, which is to have the White House press corps ask questions of the president. So the president and White House officials like Josh Earnest can be held to account. American people can see that interaction. I think that's very important. That is also not, in this day and age, a particularly efficient way to communicate with the public writ large. So we have to do other things. We have to do that, but we also have to do things like appear on ESPN, do the late night and daytime talk shows, do a Facebook chat with Mark Zuckerberg, or a Twitter town hall. We have to do all of those things.
This has arguably been the biggest theme of your work with the president, having him communicate in new ways. Are there any that fell flat?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots that we have tried. Part of this is no one knows the answer to how you wrestle with this contradiction. People in this country are more interested in issues and engaging in their community than they have been in recent memory. Yet all the traditional means for gathering information about that stuff have declining viewership and readership. So how do you get to people, right? And so part of this is there's no secret sauce. So we try a lot of things. We throw things against the wall.
Well, you all did Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis.
Right.
Is that an example of one that fell flat that you wish you hadn't done? Is there one that you wish you hadn't agreed to do?
That one did. No, we thought that was a raging success in terms of actual people signing up for healthcare. It was one of the most successful things we did. So we feel very good about that. There are things we've done that I'm trying to think of a specific one that I don't think we had any disasters on our hands, but things that just turned out to probably not be worth the time.